Hello and welcome to another update video. Today I'd like to talk about Casper. I had a lot of requests because we have a few green candles. Just by looking at the chart, I can tell you that this is nothing personally that I would touch. Yeah, just because we see a few green candles. The problem is that long term this chart is basically it's in a lifetime downtrend. Yeah, it's in a lifetime downtrend, and from a technical analysis point of view, you know, we can't, anybody who's doing TA should see straight away something seriously wrong here. There is nothing you can do with this chart really, other than saying it's in a lifetime downtrend and, you know, as long as it really breaks above those highs here around 24 cents, you know, you have to assume this is just in a corrective move down. This is just in an impulse down, I mean, right? So I don't know what's going to happen with this chart, but let's say what happens if it breaks below this last low at 2.2 cents. Will it die? I don't know. What we can see is certainly that we see volume. I mean, that's the best and most positive sign we've seen so far. But I have to be honest with you, from an Elliott wave point of view, and also generally from a technical analysis point of view, we can't really do much with this chart and I have reason for concern here, seriously, because, you know, we came down very impulsively here. Then we have a very, very clear three-wave move up, which is never good. A, B, C, yeah. And then something that you could really call impulsive on the way down. And there's several ways of how this can be counted, but this is an impulse down. And I mean, even if I say, okay, we had a 1, 2 here, maybe this was the 3, then this is now a 4, and the fifth wave down is still coming. At the moment, what I see here is just a three-wave move. Yeah. So all I can see at the moment is an A, a B, and a C after an impulse down and after being in a lifetime downtrend. Now, I'm not telling you this couldn't become something, but looking at the longer time frame, longer term chart, there's nothing positive, right? Now, again, this could become something, but it would be pure speculation. Yeah, that's the problem. You know, we can't really do much with it, other than really looking here at, you know, how far up should this really. Let's say we came down here in a 1. This was a 2, right? And this would be a 3, short 3, but possible. This would be a 4. And then we come down once more in a 5. I mean, this is only one way of counting it. There are a few possibilities, right? But then if we take a look here at the retracements, you know, how far should this really move up? So we can see that it has now reached the 50% fib retracement and got rejected. Let me just check if those fibs have the right setting. Yes, they do. So again, here, we have not had an overlap with wave 1. But again, I could also find a way to count it as a 1, 2, 1, 2. So the point is here that unless I see 5 waves, I'm not going to really be happy with it. Yeah, at the moment, I only see 3 waves. It might be different if we see 5, but I want to see 5. And to be honest, with this chart, which really is in a long-term downtrend, lifetime downtrend, I want at least a move above 10.9 cents. So there is nothing bullish I can read into this. There is nothing bullish. It has only dropped. It has only dropped. The only bullish sign I have here is volume has increased, okay? And we've made a slightly higher low here. But this would be basically the characteristic of an ABC pattern anyway, so wouldn't really be too optimistic about that. And if I don't use the log chart, okay, and if we count this, then I've really only just now reached a 38.2% fib level. That is for a wave 4, actually, the ideal retracement. Now I could still, well, okay, we want to avoid an overlap with wave 1. But even if we have an overlap in a diagonal pattern, that would be possible. But yeah, there is currently nothing telling me that we are really in a sustainable breakout. This looks like a bear market rally to me, at least at the moment. Okay. Now, again, if this becomes a 5-wave move up, at the moment I have only 3, but if we see 5 waves up and 3 waves down, that is when I would personally potentially get interested. But I won't get interested because the long-term chart is highly questionable. I mean, this is, for me, dangerous. Okay, so I'm not going to touch it. There are other charts that have, for me, also more long-time potential. I mean, it's even dropped below this low here. So yeah, it's come down. So I mean, what can I say really? There are a few we can, in terms of TA, you know, there's a few key resistance levels, which is here, this one at 10.9 cents. Then we've got the next one, which is a major one here at 24 cents. And in terms of support, it's this one down here at 2.2 cents. So this definitely needs to hold, because if we drop below 2.2 cents, then, you know, I don't know how low it wants to go really. Yeah. And if you now look at this, it has just made a little pump. Yeah, very small pump. It's not even where it needs to. It's by far not where it needs to be to give this whole, let's say, the daily chart a more bullish outlook. And it's already massively overbought. So you can see how you know, how much it needs to move to really do something, and how immensely hard it will be to get to something that where you could say this chart is now moving into a direction where we can also change into a more bullish outlook. The RSI on the 4-day chart is also nearly overbought now. And that is the problem. When something gets sold off so much and then suddenly starts to pump, it gets very quickly into the overbought range. So yeah, you know, what else can I tell you other than, for me, I would treat this with caution. I would not try with this chart, which doesn't really have a good foundation. At least from everything I can see here, right? And that's everything I can really tell you. It doesn't really have a good foundation, at least not yet. It would need time to build that. It needs time to you know, I would need time to really trust this chart, because it has been, the long-term chart is a disaster. I have to say it how it is. You know, we're in a long-term downtrend, and this is a chart for, you know, a lot of people like to chase green candles, and they always get interesting when, you know, we have a bit of a pump. But we had that here as well. Yeah, we had that here as well, and we have it here now. And yeah, here we were overbought as well, right? And now we're here overbought. And to be honest, yeah, I only see 3 waves so far. So if I see 5, okay, we could become a bit more optimistic. Then I want to see 3 waves down. Okay, we can get a bit more optimistic. Then I want to move above that wave high where we made the 5th wave, right? But then in the end, I want to break above 10.9 cents to at least give the daily chart a more bullish outlook. And then we can really start talking. But until then, the chart doesn't have enough structure. There's no support really down here other than that swing low, which I've currently labeled as wave 3. So at the moment, yeah, from a TA point of view, I can't really give this a super bullish outlook. Because how do I want to do it, right? Normally, if I wanted to look at now all-time high targets, how would I do that? There has not been a previous all-time high. This has been in a lifetime downtrend, really. Okay, so be careful with this one. That's really all I say. Generally, with altcoins, I'd be very careful in the current environment. For me, altcoins are always, you know, you buy a small quantity, but you can get a lot out of it. And if 1 or 2 don't survive, no reason to worry, because, you know, I put only a small amount in, and the ones that do survive, they will more than you know, pay for the losses really. So yeah, that's my update about Casper. So it's probably not a coin that I'm going to follow unless we really see something bullish. So yeah, that's my comment. So hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.